I am asking for your assistance in addressing a concerning issue involving the Salvation Army. Despite my efforts to fulfill my rental obligations, I have encountered difficulties with the organization attempting to double dip and even tried to triple my rent payments after full payment has been made. This issue has persisted since January 1, 2024, despite my regular submission of money orders for rent each month. I followed the Salvation Army management's instructions and submitted a money order for my rent totaling $1,218.06 each month. I have made numerous attempts to address this matter with the Salvation Army, including discussions with my representatives assuring me that the issue would be resolved. Unfortunately, the issue continues to persist. It's just getting worse. I am writing this letter in the hopes of demonstrating that the Salvation Army has attempted to increase the rent by double or even triple the agreed upon amount, even after payment has been made. Your support in helping me navigate this situation would be greatly appreciated. Despite paying the Salvation Army in full and receiving assurances that the issue would be resolved, they continue to demand additional rent payments. This is even though I have consistently provided money orders for rent each month and have received confirmation of payment from both the Royal Bank and the Salvation Army. Official documents from both the Royal Bank and the Salvation Army has confirmed the veracity of this statement. My objective is to showcase the Salvation Army's proficiency and long-standing success in raising substantial funds from individuals in vulnerable situations under their care. Additionally, I have been informed by my worker that the Salvation Army operates with a unique approach, distinct from the practices of the bank or any other entity. Upon my arrival at Salvation Army Southview Heights, I underwent a comprehensive evaluation conducted by the organization, which thoroughly examined all aspects of my background. I officially moved into the Salvation Army's facility on March 1, 2021. At that time, my monthly government check amounted to $1,614.78, of which the Salvation Army deducted 70%. In addition to this deduction, I was responsible for covering the costs of cable, $30, telephone, $26.20, and hydro, $18, resulting in a total rent payment of $1,215.58 on March 1, 2021. On October 10, 2023, the Salvation Army claimed I had earned $26,290. Furthermore, they informed me that beginning January 1, my assisted living expenses would increase to $1,533.58, in addition to the cost for cable, $30, telephone, $26.20, and hydro, $18. Despite these adjustments, my bank records indicated I received only $1,614.78 monthly. However, my assigned worker emphasized that the bank's information did not impact the Salvation Army's assessments. My worker stated, "If you can go to A&W, you can afford your rent." Consequently, my worker declined to help in this matter. I contacted the Canada Revenue Agency, CRA, regarding the Salvation Army overcharging me. I'm receiving a monthly payment of $1,614.78, which was accurately calculated. The CRA apologized for the error and assured me they would rectify the situation. Subsequently, on October 14, 2023, the Salvation Army notified me that my assisted living rate would be adjusted to $1,143.86 starting January 1. In addition to this, there would be additional charges for cable, $30, telephone, $26.20, and hydro, $18. On December 27, I received an update from the Salvation Army regarding my assisted living rate. Beginning January 1, your new rate will be $1,275.28. In addition to this, there will be additional costs for cable, $30, telephone, $26.20, and hydro, $18. On January 9, 2024, I received a letter from the Salvation Army informing me of the monthly charges for my assisted living unit. The letter stated, "Dear Mr. Peterman, I am writing to inform you that you will be charged a monthly rate for your assisted living unit. The charges are as follows: $1,275.28 plus $74.20. Total, $1,348.48. I've been advised to exercise caution in dealing with the Salvation Army. I proceeded to submit a money order for my January rent for $1,218.06, as per the instructions provided by the management. However, on January 3, 2024, the Salvation Army attempted to withdraw $1,607.78 from my bank account, which exceeded the amount of my monthly government check of $1,614.78. This would leave me with a mere $7 in my account. Thank God the check bounced due to insufficient funds. Despite my efforts to place a stop payment on the check, I incurred an additional $48 in fees. On March 26, 2024, I provided the Salvation Army with a money order totaling $2,436.12 to cover both March and April rent. On April 1, 2024, my HSBC bank account was acquired by the Royal Bank of Canada. To my surprise, the Royal Bank granted me an overdraft of $1,349.48, leading to the Salvation Army raising and double-dipping my rent. They charged me twice and increased the amount of my rent. As a result, my new monthly rent has been raised to $1,349.48, instead of the previous $1,218.06. There has been no acknowledgement of this double rent payment. Then on April 26, 2024, I acquired a money order for May's rent totaling $1,218.06. I promptly delivered this payment to the Salvation Army on April 29, 2024, to cover the rent for the upcoming month. Unfortunately, there still was no acknowledgement of the previous month's double rent payment. On May 1, 2024, the Salvation Army attempted to withdraw $1,349.48 from my bank account, resulting in a $45 charge. In addition, the bank levied an extra $10 fee. I received no communication from the Salvation Army regarding the double rent payment. This is their letter: Dear Mr. Peterman, I am writing to confirm that the Salvation Army has received your rent payments for March, April, and May. As of May 7, 2024, your base rent is $1,225.28 per month, with additional costs for hydro, cable, and telephone totaling $75.20 per month. The checks received for March and April was $2,436.12, with additional costs not included. The check amount for May was $1,218.06, also without additional costs. There is an outstanding balance of $222.60 for the additional costs for the past 3 months. For June, your rent will be $1,349.48 plus the outstanding additional costs of $222.60, totaling $1,572.08. In conclusion, the total amount owed for rent and additional costs by the end of May is $1,572.08. Please note that Southview will not accept checks for rent at the end of May. Your total rent will be $1,349.48 per month. Unfortunately, there was no acknowledgement of the previous double rent payment. On May 29, I submitted a payment of $222.60 to the Salvation Army, as confirmed by the Royal Bank and the Salvation Army. Even today the Salvation Army continues to try to double-dip the rent. On June 3, 2024, the Salvation Army tried to withdraw $1,493.88 from my bank account, resulting in an NFS $45 charge. The total rent amount owed to the Salvation Army is $1,349.48, which includes an additional charge of $148.40 for March and April additional funds. In a letter, they requested additional funds totaling $222.60 for March, April, and May, despite receiving payment confirmations from the Royal Bank and the Salvation Army. On May 29, this indicates that the full amount had been paid, with a money order from the Royal Bank. Documents from both institutions have confirmed that the rent has been paid, yet every month the Salvation Army persists in demanding more. This month, my worker has assured me that they will resolve the issue by sending someone to assist with my bookkeeping. My worker has requested that I refrain from accessing my bank account during my time here. Additionally, since moving into the Salvation Army, the funds previously allocated to me by SAFER have been redirected to cover the Salvation Army's expenses. None of the individuals here are familiar with SAFER. I have received a pharmacare bill totaling $467.87 for January 1 to December 31, 2023. Unfortunately, living here I am unable to afford this expense and have been advised to consider relocating to obtain the necessary medication. I have no clue what to do. I'm too old to move, and where do I find the money to move? Thank you for reading this PS. This letter will be going to the police.